And what does that committee system do? Jason, as briefly as you can, tell me why it is so important to keep staffers out of committee rooms.
The principle is a very simple one, that ministers are accountable to Parliament for the conduct of their ministries and their offices. Now, sometimes officials, that is to say bureaucrats, come forward because they have technical knowledge about policy or operations. The political staff of ministers are there to serve the minister. The minister answers for their conduct, is responsible for their conduct of Parliament. Now, I don't know of any. I was in Parliament as an opposition member for 9 or 10 years, and I was a pretty aggressive opposition member. I don't ever recall in that decade current political staff members of the government being called before committees to testify. We would automatically call them minister, or on technical matters, public servants. But you would never take these typically young people in their mid-20s often, or late 20s, who are, they're not putting their name on the ballot, they're not accountable to Parliament, their boss is. And we're saying it's the bosses who should be answering for their conduct and that of their offices. We think that underscores the principle of parliamentary responsibility. And
witness list here. The witness list originally included some 130 people, prospective witnesses. Now, to date, Mr. Speaker, the committee has heard from little more than 40 of those witnesses. 90 witnesses, prospective witnesses, have not yet been heard from. The committee had, and I will detail some of those witnesses in a moment. And there are dozens of political staffers like Mario Laguë and Bruce Hartley and Karl Littler and Terrie O'Leary and Warren Kinsella, Jean-Carl, Albano Gidaro, Elly Alboim, Jacques Hudon.
Parliament. Now, I don't know of any. I was in Parliament as an opposition member for 9 or 10 years, and I was a pretty aggressive opposition member. I don't ever recall in that decade current political staff members of the government being called before committees to testify. We would automatically call them minister, or on technical matters, public servants.
We won't testify. We won't have the benefit of their expertise. We won't hear from key ministerial staff, like, for instance, these are people on our witness list that we won't hear from if this motion passes.